So I recently decided to restart Warframe for a number of reasons. And one of those reasons being is it has been one of my favorite games to ever play. It is not like any other game. The developers really care about their fan base and they continually update the same game that they started working on. Whereas other games such like Overwatch, Destiny, NBA, Madden, they create new games every couple of years or every year or so, and they just release whatever they want to release. Warframe, they actually continually update it, and that's what I really like about it. But there's also another reason why I wanted to restart, and it's mainly the reason why I quit. So I'm sure y'all know Warframe is an extremely grindy game, and towards the late game, the one thing you really need to have the most over anything else is platinum. On my first playthrough, it got to the point where I was making platinum, but it wasn't really efficiently. And so there was a lot of builds that I had incomplete that I really wanted to get more pieces of. Like, let's say I needed more mods, I wanted a new Warframe or whatever, or new Prime frame, and all of those things you need plat. And so I got to a point where instead of playing the game and making plat on the side, I was literally making plat and playing the game on the side. So I'm just it got to a point where instead of playing the game, I was just in trade chat making platinum, and I was just like, bro, this is so boring. Like, why am I playing this game? That was pretty much the main mistake I made. Now, there were still a lot of builds that I liked that I really wanted to make, but it just got to a point where I was just trading instead of playing. And I think that's because I didn't have the most efficient way of making platinum. Now on this playthrough, I still need to make platinum quickly because that's how I enjoy the game. Like, a lot of people enjoy different things about Warframe. I enjoy purely leveling up. That's what I love to do in this game. So I like to level up as quickly and as fast as possible. And I think in order for me to play, I just need to find a more efficient way to make platinum while actually playing the game. Probably using Warframe market and stuff. It's a little bit more difficult because I do play on console, but that's just what I have to do to continue to play the game. Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of different things that I do in this playthrough that I didn't do the first time around. Like, I can start with all the Warframes that I didn't get to build. Like, some of the Warframes I'm gonna be building first that I didn't get to build at all in my first playthrough are like Zephyr, Mesa, Gauss, Trinity, Protea, a whole bunch of cool Warframes that I wanted to try, but I never got around to my first playthrough. So starting off this first playthrough, let me talk about which one of the three I chose and why. So first things first, in any type of RPG, I don't know what this game is officially classified as. I don't know if it's MMORPG, whatever. Any type of RPG, I'm a range DPS main. I'm the mage, I'm the archer, whatever you want to call it, whatever the DPS is, man. That's my favorite role in these types of games. And so, for example, let's take a look at Excalibur. He's an up-in-your-face type of frame, hack and slash him. He's not really my playstyle, I'm not really a slashing type of guy. I just like to shoot my gun and be done with it. But so Excalibur is the complete opposite of what I want to do personally. Now, he's a great frame. A lot of people can use him in different ways, but he's just not for me. So now let's move on to a more controversial topic. Volt. Everybody loves a Volt. Volt is the greatest frame in the game. You can hunt Eidolons. He's just the godliest frame ever. You can complete missions super fast. You can nuke maps. Listen, as a starter frame, when I don't have that many mods for energy, or I don't have any, augments. I don't know if augments are really important on Volt, but he's not my cup of tea, right? His one is iffy. His shield, I'm not a fan of his shield. I know his shield can be helpful in a lot of situations. I know for Eidolons, you place it down to get an electricity damage buff. But his 4, you use it really for nuking the map. I've used both of his abilities before for Eidolons and nuking maps. I mean, it's cool, and then he has a speed buff, but I'm more of a damage guy. Like, I need damage. So a lot of people might not like it, but I don't really like Volt's kit. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my cup of tea. Well, I shouldn't say, yeah, I just don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. My favorite kit out of the starting 3 is Mag. She has my perfect kit. You can place the bubble on the enemy, the bullets just shoot around the side of it, doing extreme damage to enemies. You have your CC ability where you can pull them all in. You know, I don't really use her 4, to be honest, because her 4, let's be honest, is kind of like Volt's 4 in a way. You know, Volt has a nuking ability. Mag, you can kind of just get up and crush them. I'm not gonna lie, I don't use her 4 like that. Her 3, you can armor strip. I don't use her 3 like that either, now that I think about it. I really just use her for the pull and the bubble. But still, very good frame, and I'm pretty sure if I had a better build or more energy, I would be able to use her 4 and her 3 more as I progress through the game. But you know, Mag was the perfect starting choice for me, and I actually chose Mag as a starting choice last time I played. But I was gonna switch it up. I swear I was gonna switch it up and go with Volt, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it because Mag is just the perfect starter frame for me. One of the biggest objectives that I had to do is complete my star chart. So currently working on completing my star chart, and of course in the background you see me, you know, completing my MR1 quest, finally hitting MR1, you know what I'm saying? So just little things like that, just slowly building up and completing objectives that I need to complete in the game, completing all the quests, you know, in the codex. And speaking of quests, one of the first quests I had to do was on hiatus for Kanzu, where I had to find Anko, because you know Anko is Seiya's husband. And I don't know what I missed in the first playthrough, or the first time I played this game. I didn't know that basically Kanzu originally proposed to Seiya, and that Seiya rejected Kanzu. I swear, I don't know what I missed. I didn't realize that happened. And so the reason why they didn't talk for 5 years is because Seiya knows, or basically blames Kanzu for having something to do with Anko's disappearance, basically out of jealousy. Because what happened is they both went out, Kanzu and Anko both went out one day, and only Kanzu came back in. And I was like, oh my gosh. At first I thought, you know, Seiya was just being weird, not talking to people for 5 years. And then I go back and I realize, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's actually a valid reason to not talk to someone for 5 years. That's actually valid. So I guess I just didn't realize that. So I went in and did this quest, and I'm so glad that I sort of remembered where the last glass shard was, because I can remember the first time I did this quest, it was a pain finding the glass shards because they're so tiny and they're so transparent, and I'm just like, where are they at? But then the more I like looked for them, it jogged my memory, and I remembered, oh, it's inside the little container. So went through this quest, took me a while, but you know, completed it and moved on to the next thing. The most important part for my first objective is to get my main Warframe. Now let me talk a little bit about my last playthrough. So my last playthrough, I was pretty much a Zaku main. Zaku and Revenant main. I'm not proud to say the Revenant part, but it is what it is. But Zaku was my main frame. I was able to unlock him very early on through Platinum. And by the way, both of my accounts are free to play. I only have 2 accounts. They're both for free to play. They're gonna forever be free to play, and I'm never gonna buy anything in this game. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, if me personally were to buy Platinum in this game, it'll make it completely useless, because you know, I gotta grind for it personally. But both my accounts are free to play, and so I grinded the Platinum up. And before I bought Zaku on my first account, I was, you know, scouring YouTube for the best Warframes, best builds. And I could just tell from like the videos I saw on Zaku was the Warframe for me. Like, I could just tell. And so I saved up Platinum, I bought Zaku, and when I tell you it was the best decision I ever made in my first playthrough, I literally love Zaku as a frame, one of my favorites ever. But the point I'm trying to make is I found him very early on in my playthrough, and I was able to use him all the way to Zeramin missions. Yeah, and just a side note, I totally forgot to mention the reason why I had to buy Zaku for plat instead of farming him out. I don't recommend buying Warframe straight up for plat unless you have a whole bunch of plat just laying around. But the reason why I did this was because I figured out that some of the pieces I needed weren't unlockable to me at the very early stages of the game. You know, I think I had to get to like Fortuna or something, or start doing Profit Taker to even start getting the pieces to build Zaku. So that's the reason why I bought him for plat instead of waiting to build him. I just wanted to throw that out there as a little side note. Which is, I think, where I stopped playing the game. You know, I got the Latum, and I stopped playing the game right around the first Deviri update. So however long ago that was. So I was able to grind it out, get Zaku, grind out the whole game, and I really enjoyed playing the game with Zaku. But my next Warframe that is going to be my current Zaku in this restart is Zephyr. Man, I looked at Zephyr's abilities, her kit, and everything about Zephyr resonates with me. So, besides, you know, clearing the star chart, completing quests, my main objective is, my first objective to start off with, is to get that main frame that's going to take me to the end of the game, and I believe Zephyr can do that for me. So in order to get Zephyr, I had to start out by joining a clan, because of course you get Zephyr pieces from the clan dojo. So I'm just chilling, blowing through some of the star chart, and I into the I just glance over the chat, and somebody says, oh yeah, here's a clan, you know, join up, mature members only. So I was like, hey, I messaged the guys. I said, hey man, can I join the clan? And he asked, are you a mature player? Like, who is that even a valid question to ask? Because let's say if I wasn't a mature player, well, I don't even know if I'm mature or not to start off with, but even if I wasn't a mature player, if he asked me that question and I really wanted to be in the clan, I would say yes anyway, regardless of if I'm mature or not. So it's just a useless question. So I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyways, I was like, yeah, I guess. And so he sent me a clan invite. This is the part that slipped my mind about this restart. I totally forgot that you have to build a clan key to get into the dojo. So I'm sitting here clicking on different random people's dojos, trying to get into the dojo, and I'm like, why can I not, you know, access, like, I'm going to all these different dojos, Tenno Labs, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, why can I not access the Zephyr? Like, I want to buy Zephyr blueprints because I've saved up enough credits to doing the star chart, and I'm trying to buy her blueprints. And so something clicks in my brain. I'm like, oh yeah, I have to build a clan key. So I'm hoping it's one of those things where it's like, oh yep, you know. So I just go in there, I buy it, and it'll be ready in like a couple seconds, right? No, it takes 12 hours to build a clan key. That's, you know, that's insane to me. 12 hours for a clan key to get into my dojo? But okay. Anyways, I didn't get off the first night until I finished building the clan key. So got on the next day. So I still had some time to kill, so I went over to Deimos to complete the Heart of Deimos quest, and it took me about an hour and some change. You know, it's a pretty cool quest. I just got to run around in a necromech for the first time, repair the heart, kill the other necromech. It was funny because I one-shot the other necromech, and then somehow the necromech died. Like, it took so much damage in the fight, it just collapsed. I'm like, bro, I literally one-shot the necromech. Like our mech is fine. But yeah, so I just did the Heart of Deimos, killed a little bit of time until the clan key was ready. When my clan key was finished, went to the dojo, picked up the Zephyr pieces, and here starts the grind, man. So I had most of the ingredients, but the main ingredient that I was missing for Zephyr was Oxium. I don't think y'all probably have, if y'all have hours on this game, y'all probably have more Oxium than you know what to do with, but I don't think y'all know how hard it is for an MR2 to be grinding out Oxium, bro. Let me just tell you about something about myself when it comes to this game. So when I have my eyes on the prize, right? When I have my mind set on something in this game, I will complete it so I can get it done as soon as possible. So my thought process was, if I go to sleep right now, that means the next day when I wake up, my Zephyr will not be built. So then once I do build it, I'll have to wait another day, basically for 12 hours, till I can build it again. So I wanted to get all the pieces done in that night. So what I did, I went to defense missions on Phobos. I don't know, I think I had like 100 Oxium to start off with. I grinded up to 300 Oxium, which took me a fat minute. But then while I'm doing this, I'm constantly searching on YouTube for the best ways to find Oxium. That's what I always do in this game. Either I got the wiki up or I got YouTube open up next to me, trying to figure out the best and most efficient ways to do things, right? So while I'm doing these defense missions, I'm sitting here looking on YouTube and somebody mentions, oh yeah, in bounties, you can get a lot of Oxium from bounties. So I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of grinding defense missions. I'm taking my chances. So I go and start doing bounties on Cetus. Real quick, something funny to note is that since I'm not that far progressed into the game, I didn't have an easy way to obtain the plastids that I needed. So I literally had to run around Deimos breaking these little orange things for a chance to get plastids. I mean, it didn't really take long, but I just, like, normally you just be able to go, I forgot where you farm plastids, but you normally be able to go and just kill stuff and get plastids. I was literally scouring on Deimos for plastids, bro. Like, and thankfully, only after the second try of doing bounties, that beautiful 200 Oxium pops up on my screen. So right now I'm at 519 Oxium. Don't ask me how I remember that exactly, just know I do. So 519 Oxium. I started doing weird things to get Oxium, like I started loading up random missions to try and get the drone bot to spawn and so I could quickly finish it. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just finish it out in waves of defense like I was doing before, because I didn't want to take my chances on getting lucky on the bounty again. So I was just like, you know what? I only need about 80 Oxium. I'll just go back and do the defense mission. I ended up doing about 10 waves the first time around and then 5 waves the second time around. And then I finally was able to finish my Zephyr. And man, when I tell you, I never had so much dopamine in my life, bro. But yeah, so I finished Zephyr. So Zephyr is coming soon. The pieces are being built as we speak. And right now, you know, I'm just chilling. Right now, I think in the next video, y'all are gonna see me. I'm finally gonna get my Arcwing launcher, bro. Because in the plains of Eidolon, you know, and Cetus when I was doing bounties, I was kind of just rolling around and oh yeah, and another thing I forgot to tell y'all. My first time through this game, I got carried through a large portion of it. And so what ended up happening, another reason why I wasn't so inclined to play the game, is because I never really knew how good my builds actually were, because I constantly, you know, had a whole bunch of clan members just playing with me. And so I was basically getting carried through missions on the first time around. Now, I'm not saying that I just could not for the life of me do a mission solo. I'm just saying I was always playing with other people. So I think this time around, definitely on my star chart, I'm going to try and do as much of the star chart solo as possible. Just because if I don't want to rush as hard as I did the first time when it comes to the star chart, because I kind of like, I just had people with me clearing it out. So this time around, I'm definitely going to make sure I slowly and methodically upgrade my builds in order, if I go to a part of the star chart, like earlier today, I was doing a disruption mission and I wasn't really able to complete it. And so I knew areas of my build that were weak and that were strong. Whereas back in the day, on my other account, if I would have, you know, come across that mission, I would have just been like, hey, yo, it's time to carry me through this. Like, come help a dude out. But I think now I see which parts of my builds are weak and strong and what I need to work on. So I think that's going to help me completing the entirety of the star chart solo. Now, of course, little things like relic cracking and maybe bounties on Deimos and open world bounties. And I do all my open world bounties on public. So if people come in, they come in. If they don't, they don't. But still, I'm going to complete my star chart completely solo. So real quick, y'all, I decided at the end of the video, I want to give y'all an hour update. So I want y'all to see how many hours I have in the game and where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? So just to give y'all a quick hour update, let me see. 8 hours in, so yeah. 8 hours into the game, got Zephyr crafting, so yeah. Hey man, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all liked it, drop a like. If you want to see more videos like this, drop a sub. I will be coming out with part 2 of this series very soon. And just give me some feedback in the comments, what y'all like seeing, what y'all don't like seeing. Or it doesn't even have to be about the video, just like, what's your favorite Warframe and why? What's your favorite weapon, you know what I'm saying? Or your favorite Warframe tip. Just give me something in the comments, man. I wanna know what y'all think about Warframe in general, man. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Next one is coming out in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. And with that being said, I will see y'all in the next one.